How much do we have to pay for that music?
Well, hopefully nothing. It comes with StreamYard. I hope nothing, because it's not great. You know, what really irritates me too is I have paid for some really great music. I've bought the license. I've done everything above board, but whenever I use it, YouTube comes over and smacks me on the wrist and says, "Hey, you can't use this music," and it's a little frustrating.
The worst is when you get that, like I've gotten that, and then it says copyright strike, but then it also says that I'm allowed to, so no actions needed. But the copyright strike says just
right.
to like psych me out.
Yeah, I know it's very frustrating, but I know that's not what you guys are here for. Welcome to the finale of the OA Challenge sourcing competition. This was sponsored by our very generous benefactors over at Tactical Arbitrage. We appreciate them greatly because they're bankrolling this operation, and Nate and I just get to be a couple of pretty faces, a couple of male Vanna Whites. They get to hand out prizes and you know, show you guys some tricks. So
yeah, we got some good leads, man.
I agree.
I appreciate that we did last time we did this. This is our third, maybe officially third TA sponsored one. And last time we did it, we got some people were a little trigger happy with what they wanted to submit, going with like the spray and pray approach.
There was.
And no one did that really this time. I don't think anybody sent more than a handful. But there were winners, and I will tell you that I already see a couple of them in here in the either on X or YouTube or something. They're here watching. So if you're watching, just know that the winners are in the building.
Yes. So, and we're going to wait until a few more people show up. So we'll probably wait for 15 or 20 minutes, but someone is going to win an entire year paid to Tactical Arbitrage. So if you have an account, it's going to be free for the next 12 months. If you don't have an account, you're going to get one for free for the next 12 months. And if you cannot make a positive ROI on a free Tactical Arbitrage account, I don't know how to help. But we're also going to dive into the top 3 winners. Everyone said that we could share, which is going to be a huge help. And we're going to talk about why these are winners, because I think that second place may not make the most sense to folks. You know, the profit was a big factor, but the other thing that's a factor is diving deeper or a little creativity, maybe going a little beyond, which is important. And yes, this is being recorded. We're live on StreamYard. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitter. I will not call it X. And it will be there forever for you guys to rewatch later on down the road. All right. Nate has a hard stop, so I want to get through these because he's going to have to write down the winners so we can reach out to folks. But let me go ahead and share my screen here. Let's do this one. Yeah, there we go. That way you guys can see full screen a bit here. I'll knock Nate and I down in the bottom corner. So this winner, I don't know Flamingo Flybys is their name, at least on YouTube. All right. So the way this one was found, and actually I really appreciate, because we got an email from
I think
from
that's
him.
Artem K.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So wrote us an email and said, all of my super creative scans are not what moved the needle for me. So they did some creative scans. And by that, I just mean doing things that other people might not do. Maybe that's downloading ASINs from Keepa. Maybe that is going out and grabbing a bunch of storefronts to stalk, or really digging into the filters and getting a little bit crazy with them. But he said, I just went in and I looked for that's awesome. I looked for a good sale. So just old school, pounding the pavement, finding a good sale that's happening, and happened to find a sale over at Lenovo.com. Ran a scan, and this is what popped up. All right. So this popped up here for $419.99. All right. It's a Ricoh Scan Snap. And by the way, if you're ever going to buy some sort of scanning machine for whatever, this would be for this one will be for receipts if you're an Amazon seller. But if you're ever going to buy a scanner, ScanSnap is the best brand. It is the Cadillac of scanners. I would highly suggest it. I have one of the mobile versions, but I'm getting a little bit of jealousy on this one. I sort of want it. But there's also a coupon code on this. So $419.99 is the regular price. There's a coupon code that gets it down to $386.49 on this particular item. It's currently selling for $590 on Amazon. If we scroll down and take a look at the Keepa graph, over the past 3 months, this price has been pretty solid. The low price is $570. Sorry, guys. The family chat, of course, is going ham while I'm going live here. But the 3-month price has been pretty solid. It lost its buy box for a little bit here around $598. Someone was silly and dropped the price to $409, but it popped back to $598, and it's been pretty solid even when Amazon came in stock. We go out and we look at the past year. Looks like Amazon was in stock for a while, but they haven't been, so that doesn't really scare me. And even when they were in stock, it's $399, it's $480. Not too worrying, especially when they get one here at $591. So I'm okay with this. Sells pretty well. Amazon does not have an estimated number of sales. Seller Amp says 25 per month. I'm guessing it's probably a little bit more than that. Not a whole lot of sellers, only 3 sellers at the top. There's movement in the number of sellers. We've got reviews going up and to the right. Everything points in the right direction. And worst case scenario, we should be able to get out of this at break even or better. Okay, so we've got profit. We've got our downside risk hedged a bit. We've got definite sales and all good things here. Okay, so this one is the winner for me. $386.49 into $590. That's $133.87 profit. 22% profit margin. The break even is all the way down at $444. The only drawback to this is you either need to have a really good amount of capital to go out and buy this, or buy a fair amount of them before the sale is over, or you got to be willing to take some big risks if you are not well capitalized. So I typically tell people, hey, if it's got more, or if you're gonna you're going to put more than like 5 or even 10% of your capital at risk on one product, I'd really think about it. But that's what I think anyway. So this is definitely the winner because of the massive profit on it. And this just goes to show that you don't necessarily have to do rocket surgery to find these home runs. It really is just the fact that I know that Artem spent all weekend sourcing. It is just it's a matter of getting up to bat and being in the batter's box enough, taking some swings, and eventually you connect and you knock one out of the park. So great job on this one.
Yep. And again, guys, there's 108 people watching, so it sounds like Artem's not going to do this one. We like to make it so that the winning prize money is more than it could make on the lead to help offset that in case he did buy it. But yeah, just obviously, I mean, that looks like a lead that's going to be around for a while. But as always, we don't recommend going out and buying the leads.
I would
105 people.
I would imagine not a ton of people are going to go buy something like this because it is hefty on the capital side. But yeah, 10% retail may not cash back. That's solid. Going to be able to get another 2% cash back on a credit card, most likely. You could do some damage with that. $40 cash back for each one you buy. That's solid. All right. Now, this next one here. This next one is from Debbie. And Debbie, I forget your last name, Zilberman, I believe. But this one was actually one of my favorites. All right. This is coming in at $38.95 over on a site that I'm guessing nobody has ever heard of. All right. I know that I've never heard of it. Part number matches what's on Amazon, and pictures match what's on Amazon. You can see there, picture matches, part number matches. The buy box is currently suppressed. I'm a big fan of suppressed buy boxes. This is $38.95 right now. Now, I went in to this one and I checked everything. They've got good social media. They have some reviews on Trustpilot. Let me pull that back up here again. I'm not sure if you can see. Oh, yeah, you can. Trustpilot has some reviews at 4.7. Their social media is active and good to go. At $38.95, the current sell price is $55.80 on this particular item. All right. The profit is low. It's $448. It's 11.5% ROI, so a lot lower than a lot of people would go. The break even, you've only got $5 of break even here. Okay. Now, if we look out over the past 3 months, we can see that Amazon has been in stock at $42.96. However, the reason I like this one so much is because of what Debbie did to find this. She actually found this at Walmart first. Okay. But she took a few minutes, went out, and did a Google search. This is what you should be doing with all of the things that you find with tactical arbitrage. Okay. You go out, you do a Google search, you see if you can find the product priced better, or you get the ability to increase your moat on the price. Okay. Now, I would not go super deep on this, but 90% of this second place win is because she went that extra step. Okay. I'm going to absolutely murder this quote.
Here we go.
Actually, I won't even go there with it, but
paraphrase.
There was a guy who got into the mining business. He was a U.S. guy. He was one of the richest men in the world. And instead of going into the mining business out in the Midwest or near the base of the mountains in America, he decided to go into Mexico. This was back in the 1800s. And the reason he did that is because nobody else wanted to go and hike through all these backwoods and things like that. And essentially his quote is, the further you're willing to go, the the better the riches are. And he ended up being, for a time, he was the wealthiest man in the world. Okay. So when you are willing to step a little bit further, you do find things that other people don't find. And the other reason I chose this is because this site, because nobody probably knows what it is, but I know that they are number one, these folks are they're a supplier of replacement parts and accessories. They are approved, an approved supplier for a bunch of these people. Chances are you could go in and you could probably talk to them about buying in bulk, which you're not going to get at Walmart, not at least online. You could do that in store. You're not going to get that from a Walgreens or anything like that, but you might be able to get it here, and you might be able to get this pricing a little bit better. And I would imagine there's going to be a ton of other opportunity at this particular site. So the opportunity is really what Debbie is being rewarded for here.
Good job, Debbie.
See, look at that. The Phillips website sent her over there. So that's what I'm talking about. That's rabbit trailing down manufacturers and things like that. That's great. Okay. Now we've got a third winner, and then we've got one that I just want to talk about because it's also a really great example. But this next one is what's on everyone's lips: pickleball. And this one is also just let me find the notes here. This one was also, it was nothing fancy. Okay. So this person used SalesGazer. So I sent an email to everyone about SalesGazer that you should sign up for it. You should look through the sales that are happening. But this one was just a clearance over at Al's Sporting Goods. Also, not a site that I think everyone knows about, which is a big win. But this is just their summer clearance. Yeah. Pickleball season is year round where I live, but in a lot of other areas, it's time to turn the inventory over and probably start stocking up on skis and snowboarding boots and stuff like that. People are going to be buying this all year round. This is $29.99. I did not look for any extra discounts or cash back or anything like that. I'm familiar with the site, and she just ran a scan with Tactical Arbitrage on Al's clearance. Over here on Amazon, this is currently selling at $69.99. That's a profit of $22.43, 74% ROI. The break even's all the way down at $43.60. If we look at the Keepa chart on this, now this is a frequently returned item. That's okay because it is such a large profit on this item, $22 in profit per. And chances are, I'm guessing if someone returns this, it's probably going to be resellable. Maybe they just don't like the size of the grip or something like that. Now, the only thing is this has not been on Amazon for a super long time, 341 days, but we can see based on the number of reviews that it's selling the lights out of this thing. Amazon says at least 50 or more per month. I would expect there to be more. We are in a little bit of a price dropping situation. It was $159 down to $129. It's dropped down to $69.99. But along with that, you get a little bit of increased velocity. So not a bad thing when there's such a high price, or sorry, such a high profit on this. I'm totally fine with kind of what I like to call catching the falling knife on this particular item, because there is so much room on this particular item. And I think it would probably sell pretty fast, that you wouldn't have too much of an issue there. This was a great find, and it didn't have to do anything incredibly fancy. Okay. That one is
Claire.
Yeah, that one's Claire. Okay. Now, this last one comes from Well, I know I don't know the name off the top of my head, but they go by Scan Life on social media. So this next one, you're going to get $50. Okay. It's not fourth place or anything like that, but you are going to get $50. When I checked this earlier today, this item was in stock. It's now gone out of stock. Fine. I don't know if this person is in Kentucky where they might be able to go pick this up locally, but earlier today, I could have ordered this myself. These are $5.99. Okay. Jim Beam Smoky Barrel Barbecue Sauce. Over on Amazon, this is going for $21.39. It's not a crazy good seller in the grocery category. Okay. But it sells on a regular basis and the price is going up a little bit. Our worst case scenario is down at $8.74. But with the number of sellers on this right now, I don't see that happening unless the number of sellers goes up. I would not go super deep on this, and there's going to be a little bit of cost because, well, I can't tell if this is glass. That might be glass. If this is glass, you're going to need to wrap this up in some bubble and send it in. Okay. But the reason I like this so much is because this was found using Keepa Product Finder. Okay. This was used finding pricing corridors on Keepa Product Finder, which is something that I've written about, we've done videos on, we've shared in Keepa Academy. It's all over the place. But building out price corridors and sales rank corridors in a particular category and looking for items that way is an incredible way to go about things. And I think this one it's a good find. It's not something you're going to knock the lights out with, but this is something I would buy 3 to 5 of because it's not a ton of money, and I would send it in and I'd let it sell at $20 and make 100% ROI on this thing. Maybe 70% ROI after you wrap it up in bubble wrap and all that stuff. Okay. So good find on this and thinking outside the box a little bit.
And it's just good barbecue sauce.
Exactly. If I'm not mistaken, no, your favorite barbecue sauce is actually Jack Daniel's. So, I know.
On TGI Fridays stuff. I don't know if I'm a sweet what's it called? Baby Ray's.
Sweet Baby Ray's at home.
Sweet Baby Ray's, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're a Sweet Baby Ray's family too. Their sugar free is actually pretty good.
Is it? That's gutsy.
Yeah.
That's very gutsy.
Yeah. All right. We've got 167 people here. We should probably give away the last prize. And then I want to spend a little bit of time with you guys answering any questions that you might have about sourcing or Keepa or anything we can answer for you guys. I want to answer some questions for you guys. So, Nate, how should we give this last prize away?
You go to Q&A and I'm going to think of something good.
Okay. All right. So I'll tell you what, any question you guys have, if we can answer for you, drop it in the chat. I'm happy to answer any question you guys have. In the meantime, I'm going to throw a little something at you guys. Just today, we opened up the Wholesale Challenge. Okay. Now I won't do a huge commercial, but we're on our 3rd Wholesale Challenge. In my opinion, the quality is just as high, if not better, than the OA Challenge. It's taught by a good friend of ours, Corey Gannum, someone who does a few $1 million a year in wholesale and growing. And if you want to learn how to add wholesale to your OA business, to your retail arbitrage business, it's a great way to learn a few things, not only to source or prospect for suppliers, but also on how to properly position yourself and things like that. And this has got to be one of the cheapest wholesale courses. I don't like the word cheap. Okay. Budget friendly or price conscious courses in the wholesale space because we wanted to make it affordable for people rather than just try to get a few grand out of folks to learn how to do wholesale. So if you're interested, it is open now over at wholesalechallenge.com. I suggest you go and take a look, see what we're offering. It's excellent. I'll be there every night as well.
All right, here's how we'll do it to keep it in this, to keep going with the wholesale challenge plug here for a second. On the checkout page, there's a testimonial from somebody on there. What is his first name? Comment it down below. I'll give everybody 60 seconds to do that, and then I will pick randomly from that list of people that have the correct answer. The first name, did I say first or last? First, right?
You said first.
The first name of the person on the testimonial of the Wholesale Challenge checkout page.
I gotta check because I don't even know.
Yeah, you'd have to check to see it. It's not on the sales page, it's on the actual checkout page. A lot of people are putting Kajua. That's not it.
Nope.
It's on the actual checkout page. Yep. A couple people got it. Everybody must be seeing Kajua on the actual page.
That was good. That was a good one. It got me at first too.
All right, we'll do another 30 seconds here. And if you guys have any Q&As, Chris, do we have any? There were a couple of leads. Like obviously we get a bunch of leads, and some of them are just pretty patently, not to sound mean, but bad. You know, there's clearly something wrong with them. But I like the ones that look good, and then have that fatal flaw that makes them actually money dump.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull one up here. Oh, that is actually that one was actually a one I actually kind of liked. It just wasn't quite there. Where was the other one here? Yeah, I'll get one that doesn't look great.
All right. All right. Timer is done. The answer was Todd. Let's see now. Now, how do I go about choosing from all of the correct Todds? Van. Come here, Van. Oh, there is a discount for alumni. Yeah, it will be sent out shortly, Jerry. 75% off for past graduates. Van, give me a letter. Any letter. Any letter.
Got stage fright.
Can't think of a letter, right? Go for who got the full name.
All right. So, Jerry, are we going to show some of the losers? I am going to talk about a loser here in just 1 second. Phil signed up for the wholesale, I think, last year, if not 2 years ago. I haven't finished it. Do you think it's still up to date or still applied? Yeah, you could just go through the one you have. That won't be a big deal. You don't need to pay again unless you want to go through live. There's a reason that we do these challenges live, and I did not mean to go down this rabbit hole, but the reason we do these live is people tend to learn more when they show up live and they interact and ask questions and things like that. So if it fits your schedule and you want to do it live, then it's probably worth it.
All right, I'm going with Otis.
Otis
went through a very very meticulous process of randomness in my head. I'm going with Otis. Thank you to everybody who checked that out. Again, don't buy full price if you've already bought it. I think we've got probably it's like over 1,000 people have taken it so far. We've got discounts for all of them. So don't pay full price if you're taking a second time.
I'll send that out tomorrow for those of you who might want to go through again. All right, let me answer a couple questions and I'm going to show you this one here. So Dale, I've been running into more transparency listing products and learning the process before I send in items. Have you sold these types of products and what is your process? Can you send in with IL or only on Seller Central? I tend to stay away from them whenever I run into a transparency product. Okay. So I haven't really messed with them. And the one time I've ever listed them, it was inside Seller Central. Let's see here. Okay.
Guys, again, email us at support@oachallenge.com if you won something.
Yes, please do that.
Yeah, so the TA person, give me your TA user if you're a user. If not, let me know that. Everybody else, send me your PayPal so I can send you your corresponding prize money.
And please give us a few days. We've got to, launder money through multiple PayPal.
There's a lot of money laundering involved, yeah,
and all that stuff. So give us a few days to get that washed and over to you.
Yeah.
Gabby, can we have the TA Academy link too? Nate, if you could find that, we appreciate it.
And that is brand new, guys. We just updated that. And it is also available inside of school.
Abe, I received an email from Amazon to submit proof of insurance for the products I sell on Amazon. Any advice on how to go about this? Yeah, absolutely. So I use my local insurance agent. I happen to have State Farm, and I did that just because it was convenient. I spoke with them. I wasn't expecting them to be able to handle an e-commerce business, but they were able to. You could also reach out to Ashlyn Haddon. She helps a ton of Amazon sellers with their commercial insurance, or you can go through the Amazon Insurance Accelerator. Ashlyn is great. The only reason I didn't use her is because I do have a relationship with my local agent, and it's convenient to have everything housed under one agency, all in one place. I can, when I do my annual review, it's just all there, and I can go through everything. There's also places like Hiscox, and there's another place I can't think of off the top of my head. Next Insurance. You need to be careful and make sure that whoever you go with can cover the items that you actually sell. So I could not use Next Insurance because I like to sell supplements and things that are digested, and they would not handle that kind of stuff. So you need to make sure that they will cover you for the items that you actually want to sell.
Chris, when I was grabbing the link, I decided it would be fun if we did a discount on Tactical Academy to kind of kick it off. So I'm going to do, for the next 20 people, or for 20 people only, there is a 50% coupon code right here. Sourcing contest 50. After 20 uses, that will go away and will never be back again.
Very nice. Gabby, I've been running Tactical Arbitrage and not getting any good leads. Run it without filters. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Also getting a lot of no ranking products back. Well, so here's one of the things, and I unfortunately I can't like dive deep into Tactical Arbitrage tonight or know exactly what's going on in your account. But there are a couple of things. One, I like that you're not using a ton of filters or running it without filters in total. But I would put a little bit of filtering on the front end, because a lot of times what I'll see people run it wide open, and then what'll happen is there'll be 10,000 results, and it's kind of like, I'm just going to delete these and I'm going to start over again. It's very easy to miss the diamonds in that big of a rough. So I would filter some. Okay. And even if you just do an estimated 5 sales per month, that's okay. All right. Also, just because it doesn't have a sales rank doesn't mean it doesn't sell. So sometimes I'll run a tactical arbitrage search without any estimated sales, without any sales rank filters, but I'll say, hey, only show me the items that have reviews on them, more than 10 reviews and no sales rank. And those may actually be selling. So those can actually be some diamonds in the rough there as well. But here's one thing. Yeah, you might get a 7-day or a 10-day or a 14-day trial. One thing that I usually suggest people to do, give yourself 60 to 90 days with tactical arbitrage. Worst case scenario, you've spent what, $150 or $200 on a product and you can't figure it out, it doesn't work for you. That happens. Okay. Best case scenario, you learn how to use a tool that can make you a couple hundred or a couple $1,000 every month, maybe even build an entire business out of it for something that ends up costing you $80 to $100 a month. So stick with it a little bit longer, keep at it, keep trying new things. Eventually something clicks. Arda, do you look for wholesale distributors close by only or eat the shipping costs from ones across the country? South Florida is rough with shipping sometimes. So I think that if you're going to look for wholesale, you should try to go local first. Now, in South Florida, you happen to have, in my opinion, a pretty big advantage. It's not a huge port, but the Port of Miami is right down there. Okay. It's not too far away. Probably have a fair amount of wholesalers there. I know for sure that there are a lot of grocery wholesalers. There are a lot of international food wholesalers, things like that. Outside of that, I would look across the country. If there's a specific niche that you wanted to get into, let's say you want to get into, this is going to be a really weird niche here. Let's say you wanted to get into tools, but specifically tools for jewelers. Okay. The reason I say tools for jewelers is that I've looked for suppliers for that very specific niche, and some of them are extremely expensive. And some of them are made in like Switzerland and things like that. And so when those get imported, they go to distributors. They're typically high priced. And I would, if I were going to do a large enough order where I was going to end up paying shipping, or they don't have some sort of free shipping threshold, I would either make sure that it can be shipped to me at a decent price, or I would find a prep center who's willing to handle wholesale products near the wholesaler. It's okay to have, half a dozen prep centers. Gabby, I have Keepa Academy. I can see TA and OA over there. I don't know if I bought some kind of bundle, but it's not so we've never bundled all of those things, but I've had this question come up a couple of times. Unfortunately, we just have not bundled everything together.
Guys, if you aren't already in our school group, definitely do that also. Kind of our new replacement for Facebook. A lot of you probably are already in it, but if you're not, go check out school.com/FBA-today. That was me and Chris's like original brand. Kind of spread a little bit wider with different names and such since then, but that is where all the real free magic happens. And if you do have access to anything else, you can unlock it in there.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about discount on Storefront Stalker. We unfortunately don't control the pricing.
We just dropped the price too. There is a new $15 price on there. So
nice.
Yeah, it is going down. So Barbara, is tactical arbitrage hard to learn? In my opinion, it's not necessarily hard to learn. It just like everything new, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of repetition. Especially, it's like if I want to sit down and learn something, You know, I am fortunate enough that I don't have to go clock in to a job for 8 hours a day. And not everyone is in that position. And I understand that I am lucky. Okay. So if I need to sit down and learn something, I can do it for 8 or 12 hours a day with somewhat minimal well, that's not true. I've got kids. You guys know what that's like. You know, but I can sit down for quite a while and figure it out. So I can shorten my learning curve by number of days just because of the number of hours I can put into it back to back to back. But if you're willing to spend, I think 2 or 3 weeks, you should have it figured out how to use it, what buttons to press. But then we always get better with it. You know, while we were filming Tactical Arbitrage Academy, I figured out something new that I did not know before inside of Tactical Arbitrage, and we shared it while we were filming. Can we source from AliExpress? No. AliExpress is not for selling on Amazon unless you're going to do private label, and then you're going to want to go in and you're going to want to deal directly with a manufacturer from Alibaba.com, or I think it's 1670.com or something like that. Patty, could you explain with more details what's the difference between Storefront Stalker Pro and Tactical Arbitrage in the reverse sourcing for seller ID? Yes. Storefront Stalker Pro, you go in and you add a list of storefronts that you want to stalk, okay? And it does exactly that. It stalks them on a regular basis, peeping into their catalog and pulling back all of the products that get added to their catalog as soon as they're added to their catalog, and then letting you know. With the storefront search inside of Tactical Arbitrage, it goes and it grabs the items from their storefront and it does a reverse search, but it cannot update those storefronts every couple of hours like we do over at Storefront Stalker Pro. Let's see here. What should Champion Chuck? This is a great question here. What should your minimum ROI be when sourcing products for Amazon FBA? So you're going to hear a lot of people say, "Oh, it should be 35%. It should be 30%." Okay. The problem with that is it's nice and easy to give someone a checklist. Okay, but it's usually wrong. Okay. You don't want a doctor prescribing the exact same thing to you in your situation when your situation is different that they might prescribe to me for a situation that I'm in. And the same goes for ROI. Okay. So let me show you an example here. I don't have one off the top of my head, but let's say, for example, that you could buy this particular shampoo and conditioner set, and let's just say it makes $1.50 profit. And if we go look over here, that's about what it is. It's $1.68 in profit. The current sales rank on this is 4,000. Seller Amp estimates this at 2,800 units per month sold, selling at $21.98. That's a 17% ROI. If we look here, this price has been incredibly solid. It has come down some now that the number of sellers has gone up, but over the past year, this pricing is really solid. Okay. If I told you only go and get 30 or 35% ROI products, you might totally skip on this particular product. But chances are, and see here, Amazon actually says this sells more than 5,000 per month. Okay. There are currently 13 offers on this particular listing, and this listing is selling 5,000 or more units per month. You make $1.68. You can throw this into a poly bag. You can put an FNSKU sticker on it, and you can send it right on in without much of anything else and make $1.68 on this. Because of how flat this pricing is, I would do that all day, every day, and I would order as much as I possibly could without, hurting my sourcing budget. Okay. A lot of other people would say it's not 30% ROI. I got to throw it out. This is easily a couple $100 a month in profit on an item that is very likely not returned ever or at all. Okay. Probably very few refunds on this. And the price that you would actually sell this for is probably going to be a little bit higher. A lot of it's probably going to be sold at that $22.49, which still gets you at that 20% ROI, gets you at $2.11 in profit. So this would be a huge winner for me. I could easily see someone being able to make 500, well, maybe not 500, but $250, $300 a month in profit on this without an issue. Sorry, guys, I lost my spot here. Greg, if I was looking for local wholesale distributors, I would park by the loading dock of a store that has products I like and read the names of the doors on the trucks pulling up and dropping off products. Absolutely. One other thing, here's an easy win for you guys, okay? If I don't have anything handy, but go into your pantry, open up the pantry, pull out shelf stable products, and look on the back of it. And chances are there's going to be a little set of wording that says distributed by. And you can Google those names. Sometimes they'll have phone numbers. You can call them. That's all you need to do. Find the local business parks in your area. Go drive around them. All right. You're going to find wholesalers there. Use Google Maps. Okay. It's easy even to just put in something like Vanacream supplier. Okay. We're getting my OTC store, but look at this. Vanacream. They have where to buy. We've got Medcare LLC. We'd want to pop that one open. And then I'd keep scrolling down, and Google's getting away from infinite scroll. So we can go back to this. Go to page 2 and 3 of Google results. All right. In the SEO world, they say that the best place to bury a dead body is on page 2 of Google. The same goes for hiding really great suppliers. Page 2, page 3, you've got some local pharmacies. And if we keep scrolling down, we're probably going to be able to find some other types of suppliers if we scroll down far enough. Let's see here. Walmart, Target, Vanacream. Look at that. Rego Wholesale, REGO Wholesale. This one I'd have to do a little bit of looking into, but here's a place right here where you can get a 12-pack for $62.34. CVS, Walmart, Kroger, HEB, online retail partners. We have to keep looking a little bit, but we might be able to find. We've got Medcare here. They've got minimum suggested retail for these. This one may be a good one. So I would call these folks and see about getting an account there. Okay. Sorry, guys. Let me get through all of these questions here.
Guys, if you purchased Tactical Academy, you're having that glitch, I'm going to send you guys a separate email with direct access to the updated version. Sorry, we've got a little bit of a glitch going on over there with the old course showing still, not the update. That is my bad.
All right. Any other questions or anything that we can answer before we wrap this thing up? And we'll get back to work sending you guys out your prizes and stuff.
Yep. Anyone who just bought Tactical Academy, definitely message me if you don't get an invite email. The discount is good for about 14. Let me see how many are left. I think there's about 12 uses out of the 20 left. So those may or may not last. We'll see.
Jerry just dropped a big tip here. Ace Hardware has a supplier called Emery Jensen, and they're looking for e-commerce sellers right now. Now, I want to throw another tip at you guys. Okay, there's 215 people here now. 10% of the people here might actually do something with that information. Okay. Oh, look, Jerry's just making this easy, dropping the link directly to this place. All right. Now, here's the thing. A ton of people are going to go check out the website. Maybe 10% of the people are going to fill out the contact form and never get a response back and be like, oh, this is too hard. I don't like it. Get on the phone. Okay. There's a great movie. Man.
Wolf of Wall Street?
No, it's Always Be Closing.
Oh, yeah. Coffees for closers.
Yeah, coffees for closers. Glengarry Glen Ross. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Call the damn leads. Okay. Get on the phone, put on your professional voice. Don't say, hey, I'm an Amazon seller. You say things like, hey, I'm a retailer, because that is what you are. Okay. We are not just people who flip stuff on the internet. Okay. We are supply chain specialists in our retail business. Okay. We take things from one supply chain and we move it to another supply chain in an efficient manner. And find out what they want. All right. This is a sales game. It's not just a hey, will you give me an account kind of thing. Get on the phone with them, find out what their pain points are, figure out how you can solve those pain points and make their lives easier. And that's how you get the accounts when other people can't. All right. That is, I think that's going to be it for tonight, guys. We're going to wrap it up there. Appreciate you guys, sourcing over the weekend. Hopefully everybody made a little bit of money while they were sourcing. Congratulations to the winners. We're going to make sure you guys get all of your prizes. And if you guys have any questions, thoughts, concerns, you guys need help with anything, don't ever hesitate to reach out. You can always hit us up at support@oachallenge.com. If you go over to oachallenge.com, there is a place where you can leave us a message right on the website as well. Same with wholesalechallenge.com if you want to learn a little bit more about that, because it does start on July 22nd. And it's going to be a great week of learning and networking. All right, guys, we're going to call it there. Nate's got to get to baseball practice. Thanks so much for joining in, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you guys. Thanks for coming.